Hello Internet, we are back on BattleSpot. In a moment we're going to do some games. First though, I hope you enjoyed the best of 3 with Arash that I did over the weekend. So, if you didn't go and see them, go and look at them now. It was best of 3 with the 2013 World Champion, so probably the ultimate test for this team, really, considering he did know it as well. We're going to do some BattleSpot today. I just want to ask, though, if you do like BattleSpot every day, or if you would like to alternate it with Showdown or something a little bit different like that. Because, unfortunately for the time being, until it becomes easier to make a new team in-game, we're going to be stuck like this, unfortunately, because, I've been playing on Showdown a little bit with a Rayquaza Kyogre team, which was a bit different, something slightly interesting. But, unfortunately can't bring it on here because, how things are. But, hello Bart, ciao, from Italy. For today we're going to be on BattleSpot and we're going to be using this team again, so, let's see how we go. I hope you're still enjoying it. If you don't, then, let me know. If you've got any requests, things that you'd like me to do, then, let me know as well. I'll try and be somewhat flexible. But, okay, so we've got a slightly interesting team. And Aromatisse. I like Aromatisse. It kind of, well, obviously it kind of screams Trick Room apart from his bottom two Pokemon. Not liking the look of the Groudon or the Talonflame. I think we're going to go with Sableye Salamence. We're going to have, I think, Whimsicott and Groudon in the back as well. Yeah, I think we're okay like this. It must have been last week or something. I did, when I was doing some games off camera, I played, I can't remember where they were from, but it was a Slurpuff with Aromavale, not Aromavale, the other one, Sweet Vale, that, stops your partners being put to sleep. So that was quite interesting. I did just win that game, I seem to remember, but it was interesting to see at least. But with Aromatisse, it's either Trick Room or bust, really. Okay, so game 1 of this very Monday. We'll start off with Salamence. Salamence did some good work in those games with Arash. Don't really use Salamence that often, and so the Salamence mirror match I hardly ever come across, so this is quite interesting. Maybe he's gonna like fake out and Draco Meteor, or maybe he'll protect his Salamence himself and try and nuzzle me. I'm not too sure really. But either way, my Sableye I don't think is too worried here. So maybe I'll taunt the Salamence just to stop it protecting in the future. Or I could just feint it. Because the thing is, my Sableye isn't really threatened. I didn't think he'll double target my Sableye here because, I should be able to get my Gravity up next turn. So yeah, I'm just going to Hyper Voice and Taunt. We'll see what happens. Okay, well, something's getting taunted, unless it is the Aromatisse. Okay, so that's not going to be it's not going to be taunted. Aromatisse is, a hardened fairy. It's had all the insults in the world thrown at it. It doesn't affect it anymore. And I fake it out to the Salamence, fair enough. So, a dead turn. He basically gained, 7 HP against me. But now, there's not really anything that I can do to stop him setting up Trick Room. I can double edge him, okay, but that's about it. Obviously I have got Quash, so I'm not that worried right now. It's just, if he gets Trick Room up, he will be able to 2-hit KO me with a Moon Blast. So, I think maybe this is the turn that I do want Gravity, just so that the next turn I can Quash. I can't see his Aromatisse protecting. This is something that's going to take advantage of Trick Room, so yeah, his Primal Pokemon coming in. I suppose if I'd gone for a Hyper Voice there, that would have been nice to get a little bit of chip damage onto the Groudon there. Still find this whole recording business quite interesting. It's a bit of a distraction, really, while playing games. It is quite hard to sort of concentrate and talk about what you're doing as well. Yeah, not that I'm complaining, I'm obviously doing it, so... Wow, that's not even a 2-hit KO. That's a little bit surprising, because I was hoping I'd be able to quash it and knock it out this next turn. Well, we did get Gravity, so I'm just going to quash the Aromatisse and go for a Hyper Voice here. I'm not sure, I don't think his Groudon will be able to knock him out. Maybe an Eruption might be able to. I am naive after all, so I'm a little bit wary of this. Oh, just a Precipice Blades. My Salamence should survive this. Yeah, both of them survive this. But the Moonblast you would expect from the Aromatisse, wow, is going to be knocking one of my Pokemon out. I'm hoping it knocks out the Salamence, but yeah, he does smartly knock out the Sableye there. Yeah, if Sableye had stuck around, I would have been able to actually feint, taking advantage of that critical hit on the Aromatisse, and... and quash as well. This is quite an obvious play that I'm going for here, so he might protect his Groudon and break my Whimsicott Sash. The Aromatisse might even have that fairy room thing, the fairy winds or whatever it's called, I don't know, the one that's like Safeguard, but only affects things that are on the floor. Can't remember what that was called. Okay, so he's probably protecting his Groudon here and bringing in his Raichu so that he can fake out my Whimsicott next turn. Fair enough. Maybe it's got Feint as well. Okay, so he lets me put his Groudon to sleep. I don't mind that. So that was turn 2 of Trick Room, I believe. So we've got 2 more turns of Trick Room left. What did they have in the back? I guess Salamence. And we know he's got Aromatisse on a little tiny amount of HP and the Raichu. Now, he is probably going to go for a Fake Out here, but on which one? Probably the Groudon, you'd expect. If his Groudon wakes up and goes for a Precipice Blades, it shouldn't knock my Groudon out, so I'm just going to not protect on either. Yeah, fair enough. So if he wakes up, Precipice Blades shouldn't knock out my Groudon. And worst comes to worst, I can... Oh, okay. I can protect on the last turn of Trick Room, and or just put him back to sleep now. Yeah, so quite handy knowing that calculation. Maybe I should have double protected there, that would have been a bit safer I suppose. But just going to Grass Whistle and Precipice Blades. Gravity will be ending here soon though. Like you probably noticed, I look down quite a lot because I'm holding the DS just here, but I could just look at the screen because I can see it on there as well. It's just, you know, I'm not used to looking at the screen like this. So Groudon does protect, which is fair enough. Trick Room will be gone though after this turn. And the Raichu, unless it's got a Focus Sash, should be going down here too. It does have a Focus Sash, okay. So, Trick Room ends and Gravity ends. Now he had the Aromatisse, and he had the Salamence in the back as well, didn't he? Yes, he did. And it had Mega Evolved. So we're in a little bit of a tricky-ish position. because he might withdraw his Groudon into the Salamence here, in which case I would like to Rock Tomb it. Maybe I'll try and do that. Encore it just to be safe, Rock Tomb it. Because if the Raichu does wake up, yeah, I'm hoping this is the Salamence coming in here. It is, good. Hoping that the Raichu stays asleep. Even if it wakes up, it might only have electric attacks and might not be able to touch my Groudon. But, oh, it hadn't Mega Evolved. But getting the Rock Tomb here onto the Salamence means that my Whimsicott will be able to outspeed it next turn and knock it out, which is very, very handy. So we are going to go for the Moonblast here onto the Salamence and a Rock Tomb just because it's more accurate onto the Raichu. Going on the theory that even if Raichu does wake up, it won't be able to knock my Groudon out. I mean, normally it's things like, you know, Fake Out, which we've seen, Volt Tackle, or from the Bolt, which it should have, Feint, Nuzzle, maybe Encore, you know, maybe Endeavour. I don't think it should be able to touch my Groudon here, so I think I'll be safe. I suppose the only worry is if he protects his Salamence, which he doesn't, and maybe Nuzzles my Whimsicott. And the Raichu stays asleep. Okay, so I was playing it this way, thinking that the Groudon that he has is surely slower than my Groudon because he brought it in Trick Room. It is kind of like a Trick Room team, so as long as my Groudon hits its Precipice Blades, I should be winning this game. And the Moonblast should be knocking, yeah, we'll definitely be knocking out the Aromatisse there. Not forgetting the Hyper Voice critical hit, I did get on it, but even without that Hyper Voice critical hit, it would just mean that I would need like one more Precipice Blade to hit. So I'm going to Moonblast the Aromatisse, just to make sure it does go down. I've got Salamence in the back as well, so would it be safer to, I don't know, I suppose it, you know, either way. Okay, so I hit that one good. I was thinking maybe protecting the Groudon because, wow, it survived. Oh, I'm intimidated, aren't I? Because the Salamence hadn't Mega'd. Whoops. Well, hopefully the Whimsicott survives this. It doesn't. Don't think that really mattered there because I have still got my Salamence in the back, and just a Hyper Voice will take this out. So, kind of neglected to remember that my Groudon was at -1 there. So it looks like. You know, either way, if the Aromatisse didn't protect there, then it would have gone down to my Moonblast. So either way, it's come down to be a pretty close game, actually. But Salamence should be knocking both these Pokemon out from here. If it doesn't, then I'll have words with you, Salamence, but yeah. There we go, so Salamence. It's been doing some work recently, hasn't it? Give you a pat on the back. Alrighty then, so let's do one more game then. That game actually lasted a while, didn't it, too? It was under 5 minutes left. So, yep, let's carry on. Yep. And Bobby Box. Yeah, so let me know, like, if there is anything that you would like me to use that, you know, maybe you can provide for me, or if you would be interested in seeing some Showdown. Like, obviously on my channel I used to do a lot of Showdown live, because, you know, didn't have this capture card, but you know, it's just been exclusively Battlespot now, so if you'd miss Showdown a little bit, then let me know. This team looks like Kyurem will have a party all over it, apart from the Ferrothorn and Kyogre. It wouldn't surprise me if it led with, you know, at least one of them, if not both of them. But we will go this way, and we'll go with these two. Yeah, so you can see that Kyurem's going to be quite important here, but if he leads with Ferrothorn, it wouldn't be the worst thing to let him just knock my Kyurem out, because at least then I'll be getting some good Blizzard chip damage onto it and put it in like a +2 Precipice Blades range. See, I have been thinking today if I should keep my Kyurem scarfed or not. Obviously, the scarf allows it to knock out things like Crobat before they get a tailwind off, and, you know, hit things before it gets hit, basically. But the ability to protect would be very nice as well. So I'm not sure if I'll test it or if I will just resign myself to, you know, keeping the scarf on. I don't know, but are we gonna? Yeah. So there's a Ferrothorn and a Thundurus. So he's potentially gonna protect his Thundurus here. I don't see why he'd Thunder Wave my Kyurem and then Gyro Ball it. I suppose what I could do here is taunt the Thundurus and bring in my Groudon, because the Ferrothorn can, you know, it can chip away at my Groudon, but it's not really threatening it too much. This Thundurus maybe has got Hidden Power Water. I've been seeing that a little bit more recently. But getting a taunt here on the Thundurus also means that it won't be able to Thunder Wave my Kyurem in the future. Oh, okay, so maybe this is Kyogre coming in. Yeah, didn't surprise me that. So, I'm not really looking like I'm in the best of positions here, am I? So, it looks like next turn I'll be getting Gravity up and maybe sacrificing my Sableye to get Whimsicott in and then put the Kyogre to sleep, start Swords Dancing. Maybe that's going to be the way to go. Yeah, maybe I would have been in some trouble if he had gone for like a substitute there. But am I going to protect, or I suppose I could bring Kyurem back in. But no, I think I'll just protect and do what I sort of went through just now. Hopefully he does knock the Sableye out here, yeah, good. It would have been quite bad for me if he'd just gone for like a Scald on the Groudon and left my Sableye sitting around there. That would have been a very good play, actually, if he had done that. But now bringing Whimsicott back in, or bringing it in, it's not seen the light of day yet. And the Grass Whistle is very obvious on the Kyogre, isn't it? But I don't think I've got too many options here. Yeah, I think I've sort of, this is how I played it out in my head, and hopefully it'll come through. I'm just thinking like he'll maybe protect his Kyogre here and break my Whimsicott's Focus Sash, in which case the next turn I can put the Kyogre to sleep. Well, I'll be at +2, so depends if I want to play potential speed ties or not, if I just think the Kyogre will survive. Oh, okay, so he withdraws the Kyogre. Is it Rayquaza coming in, or? It is Rayquaza coming in. Probably to try and extreme speed my Whimsicott. It's probably going to go for the Gyro Ball here to take me down to my Sash. And a Leech Seed, okay, so not even that. Well, my Groudon definitely is not in extreme speed range. I'm just thinking, do I want to go for a Moonblast and a Precipice Blades here onto the Rayquaza, thinking that it might have a Focus Sash, or do I want to Encore the Ferrothorn here just to make sure that it can't break my Whimsicott's Focus Sash? Because I've got options here. The Ferrothorn, it might just protect, so I think I will go for a Moonblast and a Precipice Blades. If the Ferrothorn doesn't protect here and breaks my Whimsicott's Sash, then it's not the end of the world. Yeah, good. So Rayquaza came in on the grass whistle, so there's no chance it can wake up this turn. That, yeah, good. I was gonna say, I do suspect it did have a Focus Sash, but that critical hit with a Moonblast just makes sure we do know it is definitely Focus Sash. Focus Sash is probably, I don't know, is it overtaking Life Orb on Rayquaza now? Because when we first started out, people were trying a few different items on Rayquaza, but Life Orb was the most common. And now, I'm just watching the DS. Just to make sure gravity isn't going to go down. Gravity hasn't gone down, has it? Ooh, it's taking a while to go through. Is my opponent disconnected? Have I disconnected? Oh, the suspense of playing Battle Spot. The excitement, eh? Well, I think I'm in a very good position, so either way. But yeah, like I was saying, I think Focus Sash is the more common option on Rayquaza now, just because it can switch in on big hits and still survive, so that your Kyogre can get the attack off. Now, do I expect this Kyogre to protect or not? And even if it doesn't protect, my +2 Precipice Blades might not knock it out. Gravity hasn't ended, so I could just Grass Whistle it here, but I think the Protect on Kyogre is fairly obvious. I could obviously Encore the Ferrothorn too, but I'm going to go for a Moonblast. I think Moonblast and Precipice Blades. In Gravity, neither of these can miss. I'm pretty sure a combination of these two should knock the Kyogre out, but yeah, it didn't surprise me that happened. I'm just thinking that even if he did protect the Kyogre there, okay, he might break my Whimsicott's Focus Sash. He might go for a Power Whip on my Groudon, but I'm thinking that I should still be able to survive that. Ooh, he does go for the Power Whip. With the Leech Seed as well. I do survive, but it's close. Wow, okay. And we've seen Thunderous in the back too. I think Gravity's going to end here. Oh no, Gravity hasn't already ended, has it? And I'm just being silly. I don't know, I think it maybe has. I'm not sure, actually. I mean, this is quite important, because Gravity, if it has ended, then he can just bring in his Thunderous. Alright. Well, I think the Ferrothorn is definitely going to protect here. So I'm just going to One-Core the Kyogre, and I'm not going to mess around. I'm just going to bring the Kyurem in. Hopefully he doesn't go for a Gyro Ball onto my Groudon here. I think surely his Ferrothorn has to protect. And yeah, bring in the Thunderous so that the Leech Seed knocks out. Yeah, this is... yeah, okay. This is tricky though. Like I'm getting pretty bad at this. Like not seeing when Gravity ends business. It is literally just because I'm like in between turns. Oh, it hasn't ended. Okay, so I could have gone for a Precipice Blades there and knocked out his Thunderous. Oh dear. Yeah, because like in between turns, I'm looking at the DS, I'm looking at the screen, and I'm missing these bits and pieces of information. Right. Well, we're gonna go for an Encore onto the Ferrothorn just because it did protect, and just go for an Ice Beam. If he Thunder Waves my Kyurem, then you know, good for him. Yep, he is doing. Ah, well, that's frustrating. That is really frustrating, because we know that the Rayquaza had the Focus Sash, so that would have been a knocked out Thundurus. Is it time to go for some Grass Whistles? I don't think anything he can do can knock out my Kyurem here, so this turn I'm just going to go for a Protect and try and get an Ice Beam onto this Thundurus again. It's just, I think I have messed this up because my Groudon was at +2, and that's what was going to allow me to knock out his... Yeah, and that's what was going to allow me to knock out his Kyogre. Oh well, so you know, like I was saying about being pretty hard to sort of concentrate on... oh dear. Don't make excuses, Barry. Alright, so, how much did the Ice Beam do from the Kyogre? I don't think it was enough to knock out my Kyurem. So I'm going to go for a cheeky Grass Whistle onto the Kyogre and hope that my Kyurem can survive an Ice Beam and I can get my own Ice Beam off onto his Ferrothorn, because I will still be faster. I am Scarfed, even though I am paralysed. So, I mean, fingers crossed the Grass Whistle hits. Which it doesn't. Apologies for my phone going off. Oh, he actually Grass Whistled the Ice Beams to Whimsicott. If I don't get fully paralysed here, I have still got a chance. Yeah. Yeah, so Ferrothorn, that critical hit, I'm pretty sure it didn't matter. I mean, the game isn't over, but it's definitely in his favour, I would say. The question is, do I want to Grass Whistle and bring Groudon in, risking him Ice Beaming the Kyurem slot, or do I want to Protect and Ice Beam? Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll Protect the Whimsicott here, Ice Beam the Kyogre, because if he knocks out my Kyurem, then good, I get a free switch into the Groudon. If he doesn't, then I'm just in the same position as I was last turn. So yeah, I don't mind him knocking out my Kyurem here, if he does, which he doesn't, but I get paralysed, of course. So we're in the same position. Like, you know, Freeze would have been nice. Any chip damage on the Kyogre there would have been nice, because it is single target, thinking of the Precipice Blades here. So I'm going to go for a Grass Whistle and hope it hits. We've missed, I don't know, but I feel like I need to get Groudon in here. He might Ice Beam the Whimsicott, but because that really is the threat to him. But if I do get the Grass Whistle here, then I'm not messing around. Oh, of course not. I'm not messing around with any sleep turns, but... And yeah, so he does Ice Beam the Whimsicott, but we've had such a run of unfortunate events here. So that paralysis on my Kyurem to not knock out his Thundurus, I have tried 2 Grass Whistles now. You know, it is 55% accurate, so, you know, odds are I would have hit one of them, but I can't complain too much about that, to be honest. Gonna go for a Dragon Pulse. He's surely got to target my Groudon, so I'm just gonna try and get a cheeky Dragon Pulse off here. Yeah, because this is still potentially putting it into Precipice Blades range. It's single target, it might be. So I'm going to Dragon Pulse again, because I have no choice, and go for a Precipice Blades. I mean, the game still isn't over, but let's see how it plays out. So I hit that. If he Ice Beams my Groudon, I just need to not get a full paralysis, but that actually knocks his Kyogre out. Wow, okay. So, whew. I mean, you can see with all these Grass Whistles at the end, this is one of the reasons why I do like this team, because even if you're in such a dire situation, there is like a 55% chance, or maybe even 55% chances that things could swing back into your favour. It turns out that even though I missed both of those, I still actually managed to get that cheeky Dragon Pulse off and win the game from there. But, you know, it's just putting odds in your favour, and, you know, you can tell that, you know, it's a me team, it's a team that I've made, it's one that's right up my street, really. So I hope you've enjoyed this. This has been quite a long episode, actually, hasn't it? We're heading on to half an hour here. So thanks for your time. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please like and share. We're sort of creeping very slowly towards 3,000 subscribers. So maybe we can try and think of something special to do if I hit that target. So thanks a lot, guys, and goodbye for now. Cheers.